Guys, we're only 3 days into Women's History Month, and it's already been a huge disaster.
This is Ultra Easy.
Yeah, so I just want to talk about a couple of stories I heard. Guys, one, I didn't know there was a Women's History Month, so forgive me, forgive me out there for not knowing that. Literally, it was like 2 days ago, years old. I had no idea there was a Women's History Month. I mean, nowadays we have a day or a month for everything, so I'm not surprised, honestly, but I've never really heard that many people talking about it. So Women's History Month, I guess, is March. So that's great, I guess. But we're gonna go over a couple of stories that I heard that just completely are just clown world stuff, honestly, and just it's a sign of the times, honestly, because we've discussed in a previous video a similar story. But we'll start with the NBA as the Toronto Raptors decided to delete and apologize for this video.
Girls run the world because
they're the only one that can procreate.
they birth everybody.
All women are great because they're all queens.
So in the video, you saw that they were saying, I mean, it's a brief video, maybe 10, 12 seconds long. And apparently it got a lot of backlash online. But in the video, they were saying that women can give birth and they can procreate. And, you know, that's why women rule the world, because they can give birth and just keep human beings going, right? Keep the human race going. And apparently people had a big problem with that. And we know how woke Canada is, and if you don't know that, they are very, very woke, almost as woke as the United States, but just they're probably a little bit more crazy with some of their politics up there. But yeah, so I guess people online didn't like it. I guess they were saying, hey, trans women can have babies too, and by that they mean a woman who decides to dress up like a man technically still has a woman's plumbing, so technically can still give birth to a baby. That's what they mean by that, which is, as we all know, that's clown world stuff. We all know basic biologies, basic truths, right? This is just gaslighting times 1,000. People they really want this to be factual, and it's never going to happen.
Can men get pregnant?
Depends. I know.
What does it depend on?
I know trans men that can get pregnant.
That means it's a woman. Only one sex can get
That's
pregnant.
a circular argument. That's
it's not a
begging the
circular
question.
argument.
Yeah.
It's proving my thing. There is a truth, a concrete truth. You have to be born with a uterus to have a baby. Only women can get pregnant. The fact that we've arrived in a society where
Right, and that's the part I'm disagreeing with. That's the part I'm disagreeing
There's
with.
nothing to disagree with it. These are facts. So you can say that this person who is pregnant identifies as a man. That person was born a woman. I can tell you that every single time because only women can have sex, because there are concrete truths about life.
Have babies.
Can have babies, pardon. And that is a hard truth about life. You cannot make that go away because you want to call a man, somebody who has a beard and dresses like a dude, a woman. Only if it's pregnant, I can tell you exactly what it is. It's a woman.
And we can't let them have the basic, this is the party of science, by the way. The party of science is telling me that men can have babies. So you guys can figure that one out. We all know that's not true. So yeah, honestly, I feel bad for the players who were in the video because they were just speaking truth, right? And I mean, I really wish I was a fly on the wall to hear their reactions when they found out they had to delete that video and apologize for that, because I mean, obviously they're the NBA, they're making millions of dollars being players. They're probably not going to say anything, honestly. So I wouldn't expect them to really have any kind of, any kind of opinions on why they took it down or whatnot. As long as they get their paychecks, I'm guessing they're going to just do their thing. But yeah, so the giant fell for the NBA. We all know how sports has been getting woke, with the NFL doing all their stuff with the helmets in the fields and stuff, and the kneeling and whatnot. The NBA is just as bad. It's gotten a little bit better, but it's they've had their fair share, and this is another one you can add to the list. So there you go, woke NBA added again. So the next story is going to come from, and I did a video on this a while back, right? M&Ms, I believe it's Mars Wrigley, the creators of M&Ms. They had to retract some of their Spokescandies, right? Some of their little candies, because they were making them like trans and woke, and one was a lesbian and one was this and one was that, and they were just really wokeifying these little cartoons, and people were getting really upset about it, right? So they pulled back their campaign, and again, I'll link the video down below so you can watch my take on that story. This was like a month or so ago. But apparently Hershey's didn't get the memo, and they didn't care about what M&Ms, right? What Mars Wrigley, I believe, was the brand, what they went through when it came to their Spokescandies and their wokeness and them pushing an agenda. But yeah, so Hershey's decided to celebrate Women's History Month by having a trans man, or I guess a trans woman, a man dressed as a woman, be their spokesperson for Women's History Month.
My name is Faye Johnstone. I'm the Executive Director of Wisdom to Action. We can create a world where everyone is able to live in public space as their honest and authentic selves. See the women changing how we see the future at Hershey's Canada.
So yes, again, another giant disaster for a candy company. And it's so funny because they did the play on words, Hershey, her and she. And it's just so cringe and so this goes so deep. I don't know if it's just gaslighting. I don't know if who is pulling the strings, right? This is 1%, and I don't know for the exact percentage, but I'm gonna say this is 1% of the population, right? The trans stuff and all the alphabet gang and all that other stuff, the LGBTQ, all that stuff. Why are these giant companies bending over backwards for the 1%? I do not understand. I'm guessing it has to do with cancel culture. I'm guessing there's some sort of left wokeness that just seeped in, infiltrated the company from within, and started calling the shots, saying, hey, this will be a good idea. Or maybe they're just in charge and they're just telling people, this is what we're going to do. We don't care what happens. But clearly they didn't get the memo from M&Ms. Because when you push the woke stuff, the people are going to stop buying your product. And it's going to cost you the bottom line. You're going to lose money. Again, this is, okay, if you want to talk about spiritually, of course. Spiritually, the devil can make his way around the world 10 times before we can blink an eye, right? And completely just, infect that sort of ideologies into human beings around the world in the blink of an eye, right? So I can see that. But it's got to be more than that. There's got to be more than that. There's got to be people who are just paying people off. How does this, again, everyone talks about George Soros and all these people who are high up in companies who have billions of dollars who are buying things off and putting people in position so they can make these sorts of decisions to wokeify the nation, to separate people, to divide people. Because this is what it's doing. Honestly, if this didn't happen, right? If they just didn't slap the face of all women by doing this, it's getting a rise out of people. I wouldn't be making this video, right? I wouldn't be making this video if this didn't happen, right? So it's starting to get attention, and it's negative attention, right? But what it is, I'm smarter than to judge everyone off of some stupid commercial, right? I don't hate anybody. I even though it sounds like I get frustrated, I can be a little bit passionate in these videos, I still am very truthful, but with love. And I don't mean to offend people. I would never harm anyone or be a bigot or be hateful towards anyone. I'm just speaking the truth. But there's just got to be something more going on with this, because there's just no way that these giant companies think that this is going to make them money. They're literally burning down, not literally, but they're torching their companies at the expense of the 1%. I don't get it. I just do not get it. I mean, I think it was Vice. It might have been Vice News, or it was some publication. I'll put the picture here. But they're literally bankrupt, or they're going bankrupt. They're losing money. They're hemorrhaging readers and viewers because they're fake news. They lied to the people, and they're losing money, right? So they got money from George Soros in the past, right? I think it was George Soros. Some woke leftist billionaire sent them money to keep them afloat. And now someone else recently bailed them out so they can keep... Someone's just burning money for this publication just so they can deceive the people. This is the fight that we're in right now. Because the people are rejecting this company, and they're rejecting their ideologies and their fake news and all the stuff they're putting in their publications. But people out there are keeping these people afloat by funding them. Can you believe that? This is what we're up against. This is the war that we're in. We're in an information war. We're in a spiritual battle. There's a lot of things going on right now. But if you just look at that one example, Think about it, right? Someone is literally giving these publications money to keep them open so they can keep deceiving the people. That's just nuts to me, guys. But again, this is going back to the candy thing. It's like somebody in that corporation, somebody in all these woke corporations, right, is telling these people, you got to keep doing this. This is what we have to do. We don't care what the people think. Until finally somebody comes in the room with a level head and the goal to make a profit goes, yeah, we probably don't want to do this anymore. We probably want to back off, right? I told you, the NBA did it. Adam Silver did it. Netflix did it. They backed off. M&Ms did it. They backed off. You know, we the people are the ones who pay for your business, your product. And if we don't like it, we're going to quit buying it. And then you guys are going to stop. So again, I could talk for like an hour about this stuff. Just so many different stories going on right now in the world right now. But yes, of course, the left, everything that the left touches turns to crap. And again, the left has touched Women's History Month, and again, has slapped women right in the face. This is just a slap in the face to Women's History Month, to women all around. And it's funny because the left are the people who are always talking about women's rights, right? Like, oh, my body, my choice, the Me Too movement, right? All these different things, they stand up for women. Oh, but if a man dresses up as a woman, all of a sudden their brain just blows up and they don't know what to do, right? Oh, but if a man dresses up as a woman, we can't touch that. So we just leave that alone. We don't care about real women anymore. Just absolute clown world stuff, guys. I got to give this one 2 honks of the clown horn because this one's just crazy, guys. But it's day 3 into Women's History Month, and we're already dealing with this stuff. So I don't even know what the rest of the month has to hold. Honestly, if there's any more, I can make another video on it. But right now, this is just enough right now, guys. So what do you guys think about the NBA, about the Toronto Raptors apologizing for saying that women are actually, or give birth and they make the world go around? Do you guys find that offensive? If you do, let me know your comments. Let me know your thoughts on this story down in the comments below. Or if you guys think it's nothing burger, let me know in the comments below as well, guys. And also about the story with Hershey's doing it again, right? These chocolate companies, I don't know what they're thinking. They're probably, I don't know, maybe ate too much chocolate or something. I don't know. But take the Hershey's Kisses out of your ears, guys, and start listening to the people, because we're not going to have it, guys. But let me know your thoughts on that story down in the comments below too, guys. But thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for my new subscribers. I appreciate you guys signing up to this channel. That way you guys can follow along what I got going on. Again, turn on notifications. That way you guys will be updated on any new content that I put out, guys. Please follow me on Twitter. Ultra Izzy, you guys can see just my thoughts on certain topics that I can't talk about here on YouTube because they are woke as well. And yeah, so guys, like I always say, stay fearless and stay free, and I'll see you guys on the next one.